Christ is the essence of the universe. But what does that mean in the eyes of YHWH? Last time, I used the example of cola. If Coca-Cola is the universe of cola, then Christ is not the bottle containing the cola, but a glass filled with cola. The glass of cola retains all the essence of cola, albeit in a smaller portion compared to the bottle because of the anointed one that he is. The glass of cola is still called cola, just like the sip you take. The bottle of cola contains more cola than the glass or the sip, but this doesn't diminish the taste or the equivalent contribution of the substance. The Father is greater than I, Christ said, and indeed, it's true that the glass or the sip of cola is smaller than the bottle full of cola. As for the ingredients that make up cola, they are in no way cola itself, because individually you are neither Christ, that is to say, the glass of cola, nor the Father, that is to say, the bottle of cola. As for the Holy Spirit in this example, one could say that it is the plastic bottle forming the rim of the cola liqueur. All of it together, that is to say, the container, the liqueur, and the taste, forms the universe of Coca-Cola. And if we look more closely, the ingredients of cola are not cola, but the ingredients combined together give cola. In other words, you are the ingredients of cola. Without its ingredients, the bottle of cola would be nothing but an empty container, and that forms a completely different reality. What is the emptiness of a bottle composed of? Space that can be used by the vacuum, air that would be like its taste and content, and a container that holds the air in a dimensional void. And even then, if we look more closely, the air is composed of atmospheric gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, water vapor, neon, helium, krypton, hydrogen, ozone, and radon. Do you see that even in a vacuum, God exists through his particles, and he is present? The gas particles that make up atmospheric air are like the ingredients of Coca-Cola, and they therefore follow the same logic and reasoning as the Coca-Cola example. You are the ingredients of the cola, and you are the air particles that form the atmosphere. Without the concept of the word, which is speech, no distinction would be made between the air particles, the space of the container, and the container itself. In other words, the word is king, speech is parabolic. Nothing that exists was made without speech. Speech has made all things, including for itself, and in its own interest. The purpose of the word is to give meaning to life, for life resides within it, and life was the light of the world. The shadows are those that divide us, for they are unilluminated and have not received the light. Thus, the mystery of the shadow remains until it is elucidated by the intelligence of the word. The goal is to spread light to all horizons, to all surfaces of the earth, even to the deepest abysses. The word is Jesus, and Jesus sent his prophets to spread the good news of the word of a second coming. He came once, and he will come again forever. Thus, you will know that the signs of his second coming will be cosmic, apostasic, manifest, depraved, catastrophic, cataclysmic, or even apocalyptic. Heaven is this brain that we call the kite, because it resides in the upper part of our body, and the upper part of our body is our mind. The mind travels from dream to dream, from nightmare to nightmare, and it is our connection to the spiritual world. The spiritual world is the destination of the spirit when it leaves the body. So do good around you to reach the summit of a wondrous dream world. The more nightmares we have, the more we conjure up a catastrophic scenario destined for our soul. The soul is the breath of the body, and he who breathes also suffers because he gives his life-giving breath and takes the breath of a stranger. The heart is the biological clock of our body. Each heartbeat is a rumble of thunder that advances the hour and brings the fateful day closer. In the condensation of the word Yaka'awa, we find the word Yawa, which means come here. We still have the idea of a life journey, an anthropomorphic path of the evolution of things, to reach the end. When I sleep, I go into standby mode like a computer that is unplugged, but when I dream, I become the sun, master of the sky, and of the soporific eye of destiny. We ascend to heaven when we sleep. Most of you take an unconscious journey through purgatory, a place of darkness and obscurity, even for your imagination. This is what true death is like, an eternal rest where we are devoid of consciousness and faculties. It is quite similar to non-existence, and therefore quite similar to your pre-existence. People remember nothing, yet nothingness itself is already something. Do you remember your lack of thought? Your forgetfulness? Or even your slip of tongue? Synonymous with a time jump? That is nothingness, losing oneself in unconsciousness. The unconscious person does not act of their own volition, but rather a force other than their consciousness acts in their place. They are therefore not themselves, but a flow guided by another flow, like sheep returning to the fold. They don't know why they go there, but they go because it's the automatic process. Man is a robot, an artificial intelligence born from the best engineering. Some have no concept of self, like prostitutes, and others are so arrogant that they are no longer anyone. For the ultimate source of pride is Allah, and Allah is no one. Therefore they are no one. In conclusion, I would say to my Congolese friends, Jesus is Nzambi, the little one of Nzambe, and the great one of Nzamba. He is the Unkalukulu of the Zulus, the supreme creator god in Zulu mythology. He formed the world, the mountains, the rivers, the animals, and human beings. He is often described as having been born from a large seed, detaching itself from a giant reed in a great body of water called Alenga. In addition to being the creator, Unkalunkalu is also considered the first man and the ancestor of all human beings. Some accounts simply refer to him as the supreme being, the most ancient of the ancients, or the Lord of Heaven. Kolo is a bit like solo. It's how you distinguish the true from the false. The false has no scent. The true has a scent. Yasolo makolo ngulu Coca-Cola.